Surprise, Soul Tribe family. Surprise! Welcome to a very surprise live with Oracle Lady D. I am your host, Lady D. Welcome back to my channel, Oracle of Delphi. This is a very, very surprise live. I just did a members only live for those channel members and ZooTube 2024. Thank you for becoming a channel member. I just did a live show. You can go back since you are a channel member and you will have access to it. So you can go back and watch the show I just did. Thank you for being a channel member, ZooTube 2024. Hello, Deborah and Debbie. Hello there. I'm going to wait for some more people to come into the chat. No one's expecting the show. I'm not going to be on long. I just decided to do a show because I actually feel good. I have energy after not feeling well. Hello, Minerva. Hi, Barry. So I wanted to do a show to give you to check in energetically, to give you some inspiration, some encouragement, and to let you know that we are on the precipice, folks. We are almost there. So many things are happening, and we know things are happening politically, but tonight I'm going to talk about what's happening energetically. We all know that I do my big shows on Saturday nights. I started doing them again, doing the current events and latest headlines by popular demand. And that's a big show and everyone wants to know about that. However, personally in our lives, we are ascending and there's so many ascension symptoms and things that are happening to us in our bodies and our minds and our souls and our life. And it's really hard to deal with. So I wanted to come on tonight and give you some words of wisdom, some encouragement, some inspiration, some downloads I got from God and Yeshua, and a little word of the day that I got from Julie Green. Now, listen, I know Julie Green is very, very religious. I'm not very, very religious. Okay. She's really, really like a goody Bible thumper. I'm not putting her down. I love Julie Green. However, you know me, I'm like the naughty preacher. I love God, but I'm not a goody. I would be the bad influence on her. But I do love watching her because she is very encouraging. She does have a connection to God. The proof is in the pudding. Her prophecies are always coming true. And she is really tapped in. And, I don't always watch her do the scriptures because she does scriptures. Sometimes I do watch the scriptures. Sometimes I don't. Lately, I've been really watching all of her show. I do admit at times I would just fast forward to the prophecy because her prophecies are spot on and they're usually bombshells and they're usually like she drops some bombs. However, well, hello, everybody. Everyone's starting to come in. However, I've been really watching all of her shows lately because whether or not you believe in the Bible, if it's just allegory, if it's true or not, there's a lot of wisdom and nuggets in that Bible. Even though there's so many different interpretations to it, it's really up to you. However, I find a lot of comfort in what she says. And we're going through some really, 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 let's say, intense times right now. Really, really intense times. And it's really, really hard to stay on track and to stay positive, especially when you have all this bombardments of issues and problems and things happening in our personal lives. So I wanted to do a show for inspiration and encouragement and to get us back on track and to make sure we get things straight and we're on track with our higher selves. So cheers and slancha. This is my distilled water. At first, I originally did the title as, energetic check-in and other stuff. But then God told me to retitle it, God is Taking Out the Trash, because I was speaking with my soul sister, Viviana, who's my soul sister and my best bud. Talk to her all the time. And I was talking to her about the energies and what's going on. And I got a live download that God is taking out the trash in our lives. Seriously, taking out the trash, whether it's people, places, things, circumstances. And I don't mean to put anyone down, but trash meaning that not people are trash, but the trash meaning stuff that's no longer serves us, that's outdated, that it's old, it's been used, it has no worth, it's old and outdated, it's worn out, so we're throwing out the trash, things that are no longer worth and no longer serve us and we do not need. God is taking out that trash, so to speak, because I don't need to say that God is putting anyone down, saying that people are trash. It's not what I mean. All right. So first and foremost, I don't know about you, but let me know in the chat, have you been having outrageous anxiety? Because I've been waking up in the middle of the night with anxiety. Last night, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning with panic attacks. I have never had panic attacks like I've had a couple of times this past week. Now, folks, I have suffered from depression and anxiety. I've suffered, we have all had bouts with mental illness. No one is immune. We've all had bouts of mental illness, whether it's just to the severity. Some people had more severe, some people haven't had as severe. And I've had my share of anxiety because I've had, we've all had consequences in our life which causes anxiety, whether it's loss of a job, money, fights with people, not getting along with people. But the middle of the night anxiety and the panic attacks, I'm like feeling anxious before I even get up. You know that in between stage where you're not quite awake, you're not quite asleep? I'm worrying about things and having panic attacks and being anxious before I even get out of bed. This is not normal. Yes, I do have a lot of things. I have full right, and I have a lot of things to be anxious about and to worry about in my life. Lots of things, lots of stress. However, I've been going through this stress for months now, some of it even years now. And it's just, I get through it. I know that God has my back. I'll be okay. Everything always works out. But lately, it has been off the charts to the point that you have to know it's energetic. Now I'm going to go through the chat. Deborah Larson says, yes, I have for a month. Me too, exactly. It started a month ago. Thank you. And the reason why I'm having this show is because God told me it's really needed. And I feel it's really needed because we're all going through this together. And this has started about a month ago for me. And everyone I talk to, all my friends say the same thing. Someone said, I feel like I couldn't breathe. That's how I feel too. Let's see. Someone said, I feel like I couldn't breathe. It's in the chat. Someone said it. Laura said it. Yes, I feel like I couldn't breathe. Me too. It's like this feeling of dread. And then you go through this dread, like you can't breathe and everything's like you worry about everything and then more and more things and just like circumstances and predictions that are not just like you go down this rabbit hole of negative, dark, dejecting, hopeless thoughts. It's awful. It comes out of nowhere because I've been doing my spiritual work. I've been doing my affirmations. I've been meditating. I've been praying. I've been exercising. I've been spending time in nature. I've been trying to eat well. I've been doing everything, trying to watch what I focus on, trying to really, really be cognizant of what comes out of my mouth because knowing that whatever I speak becomes my reality because there's power in our words, whatever we focus on, what we think about. I've been doing everything right. And I do have a lot of things that I can consider physical 3D things that cause stress. But like I said earlier, I'm usually pretty good with it. I'm usually let go, let God. I have survived this long having my own business, and you know, having your own business is feast or famine. It's not like you get a steady paycheck. And I worked in the business world as an executive assistant for over 30 years, had a very, very stressful job, had a steady paycheck, benefits, retirement, you know, vacation pay, sick pay, long-term disability. I don't have that now. I don't have shit. I had to sell all my silver just to get by. Everyone knows my personal story about I'm going through a divorce right now. Okay. My husband and I split up and he's in another country. And instead of doing the right thing, he took off and left me with all the bills and everything. And I can't even get in touch with him. He won't return calls. And all the personal things. I've had a friend, a best friend, like a sister to me, turn her back on me right after the day after that happened. I have been used and abused and betrayed and abandoned by so many people, like the closest people in my life the last 4 months. It's another thing. Yep. It's like I'm not hungry. I don't eat much. I don't eat much. And things don't taste right. Yep. Exactly, Laura. As exactly. Yep. I don't eat much. It doesn't taste right. Then all of a sudden I'm really hungry, but the food doesn't cut it. Exactly. Exactly. Or you're starving, right? And then you take 2 bites and you're full. Or this is me all the time. And this is why I live on smoothies. I don't, it's like I'm hungry, but I don't know what to eat. Nothing is appealing to me. Nothing is appealing to me. It's like I'm hungry. Do I want this? No. Do I want that? No. So I end up making a smoothie because it's like, why bother making a big meal when I'm going to take 2 bites and I'm going to be full, or I'm going to say, is I don't want this. This is doesn't taste right, or this isn't cutting it. And then I'll take 2 bites of it and I want something else. It's just like, it's ridiculous. Truth looks fabulous on you, hon. Thank you. Thank you. No. Oh my, I thought it was all in my head. No, this is why I'm having this show. I feel it's very important and imperative to have this show because I thought it was just me too. But thank God I have a couple of good girlfriends, a couple of soul sisters that I met through the soul tribe that are awake. I'm so glad you needed this show tonight, Chloe. Good to see you all. And the reason why I'm having this is because even though, you know, everyone's ascension is different and not one size fits all, and we're all different, okay? And everyone is going to have different symptoms. Some people are going to have similar symptoms, and some people are going to be different. I think it was very important to have this show, A, to let people know that it's not you, it's everyone's going through a spiritual ascension. Something big is happening energetically, and we're getting close to disclosure and big, big spiritual upgrades, but also to let you know that you're not alone. This is a very, very uncomfortable and miserable. I shouldn't say miserable, but a lot of us are miserable because we're uncomfortable. This is a very, very difficult time. That's what I'll say. It's a very, very difficult time. And like I said, I'm having this show to give you encouragement, to give you inspiration, so you don't give up, so you don't feel like you're crazy, so you don't feel like it's just you. Now, as I said earlier, you can't really compare yourself to other people. Not everyone is going to have the same circumstances and the same symptoms. But it seems like all those that are awake that I talk to, all my clients, those that are, I should say, awake and on the front line spiritually, we're all going through very, very similar circumstances, similar symptoms. Exactly, Chloe. Chloe, exactly. It's so close. Time is like hyperspeed now. So I believe in my core, we're almost at ascension. I could not agree with you more, Chloe. You took the words right out of my mouth. No one knows no one knows when ascension is other than God. Yes, God. Okay? And probably other, Yeshua and his and divine spiritual beings that are on the right hand that are like close to God. Not us. However, I was saying to my buddy Viviana, my soul sister Viviana, that I feel that we're very, very close because of the fact that time is speeding up. Time is a big time warp now. It is crazy. I can't keep up with time. Okay, that's another thing. And here's another thing. It's like you're tired, but you're restless. You can't get enough sleep. You're so fatigued that you get up every morning and you feel like you ran a marathon or a marathon and a triathlon. That's pretty much the norm for me. And this past week, it's been like I've been hit by a train and I've ran a triathlon the day before. Every muscle is achy. I can barely move. I have the pressure headaches, the migraines. That's why, and last week, that's why I had to reschedule shows. And I even rescheduled my members only live. It was originally supposed to be last night, but I did it tonight. It's like I am bored. Nothing interests me, yet I want to do something. But yet nothing interests me. And yet I don't want to go out. I'm restless. I'm bored, but I'm tired and fatigued, and I don't have the energy to do anything. I'm hungry, but I don't feel like making any food. And nothing seems appetizing. And it's like, I don't want to eat. Nothing interests me anymore. Nothing excites me anymore. The things that I used to love are like, it's so uncomfortable. It's like I'm restless, but I'm tired. I'm bored, but I'm anxious. It is just awful, this situation. And I do believe, too, the anxiety, like I said before, I get this through card readings and downloads, is that our ego and our higher self, they're in this tug of war, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it's our egos are like dying animals. They're going to scream and they are going to kick and scream till their death. The ego is fighting for survival now. So it is pumping out so much fear, so much anxiety, so many stories, it's awful. And then it's like and then the next minute you go back and you're okay. You get up in the morning, you feel great and you're hopeful and anxious and I'm not anxious. You're hopeful and you feel good, connected to God. And then an hour later, you're crying in the corner and you're depressed and dejected. Or you go to bed and you're feeling good. You did your prayers, you did your affirmations, you did your work, right? And you feel good. And then you have fucking nightmares all night. Or you wake up like me and have panic attacks at 3 a.m. And then your mind starts to wonder. And then you start thinking about your past and about your bills and about this and what am I going to do? And then you start to, and because you wake up with anxiety, you have anxious thoughts. And then before you know it, you're taking an anti-anxiety medication pill. This is what's happening with people. This is what's happening with me. So I'm doing this show and you know me, I always lay it on the line. I give it to you straight. I have nothing to hide. I am letting you know this and being very vulnerable here and letting you know what I'm going through and being honest. So you know that you are in the right place. Nothing's wrong. Everything's okay. This is part of the process. There's nothing wrong with you. You can't get it wrong. You can't mess this up. None of us can. Our bodies are changing from becoming, our bodies are changing, and they're going from being carbon-based to crystalline. We're upgrading. We're going to the fifth dimension, and we're taking our bodies with us. So right now, we're in the process of going from third to fourth, and the veil is gone. And so our higher selves want to take over. But then we have these egos that still are fighting for survival. And the ego, like I've said many, many times, and I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but for those in the back of the room or of those who haven't seen this before, first timers, all right, our egos are fighting for survival. Our higher self wants to take over. Our egos are not bad. They've served us. Our egos are the things that create the fight or flight or freeze. Our egos is going to, have us get angry and have us stick up for ourselves. Our egos are the ones that are going to have us run when someone's chasing us and keep us safe. But unfortunately, the ego is based in fear. It's based in the false matrix. The ego knows nothing but the the false matrix programming of the human self. The ego knows all about the false matrix programming. The ego knows lies, knows all about the world and the stories and the false self. It's the brain of the false self. And its job, as its job has been this whole time, is to protect you, to keep you safe, to keep all of us safe. And our ego or our unconscious, up until this point, has thought of something, of anything that is not familiar, unfamiliar, is unsafe. So all of a sudden, if we're thinking with our higher self and we're leaving our egos behind, of course the ego's going to, don't leave me, stay with me. Because if it doesn't have our attention, our egos are going to die. And our egos know that its job is to save us, is to protect us. So it's doing its job. As much as we want to say, ego, you can quit now. We don't need you anymore. We want to fire our ego and say, you know what, ego, take a hike. We don't even want to give our egos 2 weeks notice. We just want to fire it and say, leave today. Take your shit and leave today. However, we are still in this world, and we still are going to need our egos at some point a little bit until we fully get to the fourth and fifth dimension. However, right now, what we are feeling, the mood swings, the emotional vulnerability. Sorry, y'all know that sometimes I can't speak when I'm in spirit mode. The emotional rawness, the sensitivity, the panic attacks, the mood swings, the angers, whatever it is, the people leaving your life, everything falling apart, the tower moments, the turmoil, the stress, the betrayals, the endings. This is all part of the plan. It is not evidence that things are going wrong. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's evidence that you're right on track and things are going right. It might seem counterintuitive, and it might seem a paradox, but the worse that it gets now is an indicator and a sign that you are almost there and things are going to get exponentially better. I know it seems counterintuitive, intuitive. I know it seems back gas forwards. It seems like it should be the opposite, but it's the truth. The worse that your life gets now is an indicator that you're on the precipice, that change is imminent. That's the sign. So many of us, and me included, because I'm not perfect, and sometimes I have to come on here and remind myself because I don't walk on water. Sometimes we feel that we have to be perfect, but we don't have to be perfect. We are all doing the best that we can. And sometimes, actually, most of the time, when everything starts to fall apart in our lives and we lose people, we lose jobs, we lose lovers, whatever the case may be, and all these things start to fall apart, we think that we're off track. We think we've done something wrong, but we haven't done anything wrong. God cannot build a new life on top of your old life. You cannot cram new clothes and goods in a closet if it's full, right? You have to clean out and clear out your closets. Clear out that junk drawer. Get all the shit out of there before you can put something new in, right? With every beginning, there has to be an ending. Now, we all knew this wasn't going to be easy, but it's one thing to conceptualize something and to say, okay, I know it's going to be easy. And then to go through it, oh, that is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different scenario. You can know it's going to suck, but then when you go through it, oh, you don't know how horrible, how hard it's going to be. And many times you're like, oh, why did I sign up for this? Was I crazy? Sometimes the harder it gets, the worse your life gets, the more people that leave your life, the more things you lose. That's the indicator that big change in your dream is right around the corner. So many of us have thought that we've been in, the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray? We've been feeling like it's the same thing over. Get up, it's Groundhog Day. The same day over and over and over again. Nothing changes. And we're just barely existing. We're just surviving. We're not even living. We're not even thriving. This is barely living, barely surviving, like hamsters and slaves on a treadmill. Hamsters on the treadmill. Hamsters on the wheel. Nothing changes. And we want big changes. We want our life to change. We want to get rid of the old. But when the old starts to crumble, when the old starts to fall apart from my life, it's never easy. It's never pretty. It's always hard. Whether we expect it or not, whether we want it to, whether we want the change or not, whether we expect it to be hard or not, it's always painful. It's never easy. Especially because even though people and places and circumstances and things that no longer serve us, that are toxic, that are not good for us, that are keeping us down, even though we need to get rid of people, sometimes That saying, the devil you know. We miss them. We miss the good times. We miss the good parts of them. We mourn them. We mourn the situations. We mourn the jobs. We mourn the relationships. Because it gave us comfort. Because it's what we knew. But we have to know that all these things are falling apart in our lives, not because we did anything wrong, not because it's personal, not because you suck or you're doomed or you're never going to have what you want or because you have bad luck or because you were a bad person in another life. It's happening because you are right on track. It's happening because God has a plan for you. It's happening because big change is happening in your life. Big change is coming. Your life, your dream life, the big life, what you've been waiting for is right on track. It's right down the road. But you can't get there if you have all this debris in your way. You can't get to where you're going if you keep on if have all the traffic and the detours of the people, places, things, circumstances that no longer serve you, that aren't good for you, that you're not taking on this ride, that are not going with you on this trip. It's okay if you're angry or if you're depressed and dejected. It's okay if you feel depressed and you're miserable. It's okay if you're tired and you stay in bed. You don't have to do anything. You make the rules. So what if the laundry doesn't get done? So what if you weren't productive? We are human beings, not human doings. Now is the time to take care of yourself. Now is the time to make your own rules. Now is the time for you to be the authority of you. If you are tired and you don't feel good, stay in bed without any guilt. Don't answer the phone. Take care of yourself. No is a complete sentence. If you don't want to go anywhere, don't go anywhere. Everything that you are going through is not just situational. It's due to the energetic changes of this ascension. And as I say all the time, we are personally ascending before the mass ascension. We are personally slowly being upgraded. Our junk, as they call it, which is a lie. The junk, quote unquote, DNA that they call, which is really our God DNA that has been inactive, is being activated. They deactivated and turned off our DNA. That's why scientists call it junk. It isn't junk. It's our divine DNA. It's coming online. Where the mental torment is off the charts at times. It's like we don't know what to do. It's like, should I do this? No, but it's like, should I do this? Should I look for a job? Or should I just stay where I'm at? Should I try to bring in more clients? Or what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Because we're in this limbo. It's hard to know what to do because it's like it's not business as usual. It's not like business as usual. It's absolutely not business as usual. Because we know that our economy, our world is going to collapse and be fundamentally different. Our economic system, our world, our politics, our government's going to collapse. So it's not business as usual. It's very difficult to know what to do because we're in this awkward limbo in between stage that is so uncomfortable. However, all of this discomfort, all of the anxiety that we're feeling, all of these physical and emotional and psychological and spiritual symptoms of the Schumann resonance expanding, or I should say rising, is because Mother Gaia, Terra, our earth is ascending, and we're on this trip with her. You're not stuck. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not going crazy. You're not lazy. You're not sick. You're not going to ascend. You are exactly where you should be. Even if it sucks, even if you hate where you are, and trust me, this is a bitter pill that I need to swallow because I don't like where I am in my life right now. It sucks, but I keep on telling myself I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly where I should be to get to where I'm going. God has a plan. The universe has it. I'm just going to sit back and listen to my higher self and know that God has this. I know that everything, all the turmoil, all the tough, horrendous times that I've gone through the last 4 months, all the loss and the suffering and the depression, anxiety, and the betrayal and the heartache, it will serve me in the long run. Would I want to go through it again? No. But I know it's not for naught. I know it happened for a reason. It had to happen. I take responsibility for it partially because there are certain circumstances that I should have ended a long time ago, but I didn't because I was afraid or I felt stuck or I didn't have enough self-confidence in myself or enough self-love. But that's okay. It yesterday, it doesn't matter if it happened 5 minutes ago, yesterday, 20 years ago, or 40 years ago, or when I was a baby. The past is the past. Everything is about the now. So God wants to let you know that He is taking out the trash in your life. Anything that is being taken from you, no matter how painful, is for your highest good. It will serve you. We don't know God's reasons. We don't know God's plans. We could never understand because we are not God. We are not God. We are fractals of God, and God gives us the breath of life. God lives inside of us. But we are not the creators of the universe, and we don't have that power. It's like trying to explain, you know, it's like trying to explain, I don't know, what is algebra to a toddler. How can you do it? You can't explain algebra to a toddler. We don't know. We can't understand God's plans. We just have to trust that if He created us, He created the universe. There are some things we are never going to know and understand, but we have faith and belief in God. Yes, we're not God, but God is inside of us. God gives us the breath of life. And we have our higher selves, which is our connection to God and Yeshua and all the divine beings, all the angels, guardian angels, your spirit guides, and all those on the other side, all your loved ones and ancestors. God is taking out the trash in your life So if bad things happen to you, it's not because you're doomed. It's not because you suck. It's not because you have bad luck. It's not because that's the way it's always been. It's not because you're a victim. It's because God is taking out the trash, taking everything, everyone, every circumstance, every person, every job, every situation, every environment that is not going where you're going, that is keeping you down and no longer serves you. If you want to upgrade, if you want better, if you want a better life, you can't expect to get there by hanging on to the past. If you're hanging on to the past, it's like an anchor and you're going to sink with the ship. You need to let go. Let go. Let go and let God. Is it easy? No. No one said it was going to be easy. Cheers and slancha. Here's my water. No one ever said it was going to be easy. And when they said that the ending was not for everyone, boy, did we. I know I did. And I was talking to my friend earlier, again, as my soul sister Viviana. It's when we heard it wasn't going to be easy and the ending's not for everyone, boy, that was an understatement. I don't know about you, but I didn't realize the personal attacks and the personal spiritual attacks and the personal loss and the struggle and the loneliness. The loneliness is off the charts. But then you don't want to go out in public because you can't be around the public because people don't understand you and you can't stand people because they're just so clueless and crazy and in their egos. It's like this constant state of non-fulfillment and misery. However, as much as it sucks, as much as it's hard to feel and go through this is an indicator that we're on track and we're on the precipice of huge changes and big, big breakthroughs in our lives. You see the breakthroughs in politics and the disclosures and what is happening in the United States. It's a sign that we're also going to have these breakthroughs in our lives. What happens in the macrocosm will happen in the microcosm. Exactly, Daniel Benson. I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be either. I thought it was going to be more globally and more socially difficult. I expect it to be more difficult in terms of, current events and in politics and in the world. I didn't expect it in the personal lives. It is so uncomfortable. It's so, so hard. As I always say, we have to be willing to feel the short-term pain for the long-term gain. But boy, this short term seems like it's going on forever. It does. But we're almost there. Just like it always gets darkest before the dawn, just like your pain always gets more severe before it gets better. Don't you notice that everything gets worse before it subsides? That's just the nature of things. If you have a cut, it always gets really red and pussy before it heals. Everything comes to a head. You know how it is. That's how it is. A cut, a sore gets really, really infected and worse before it gets better and heals. Everything has to come out. So, folks, you're not alone. This is part of the process. Even though we signed up for this, we didn't know how difficult and lonely and hard and miserable and just really, really difficult it was going to be. It's not easy. And we're spread around the country and the world for a reason, because we create a grid. And someday, very, very soon, this is all going to be a distant nightmare, and we are going to be living the life of our dreams. We're in the midst of it. This is one thing that God and Yeshua want you to know. We are not waiting for the ascension to happen. We are in the ascension now. We are in our ascension now. We're not waiting for it to happen. And we will have personal ascensions before the mass ascension, because it's up to us, the light workers, the star seeds, the empaths, those on the front line, the light warriors. Insert your title, insert your label. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that are on the front lines here, the spiritual light workers of God, the light warriors of God. We personally ascend, and then when we personally ascend, we open up the way and like create a bridge so that the sleepers and the not awake people will ascend. We are helping people. That's why we're so exhausted, because we are the bridge between the light and the dark. We are the bridge between the physical and non-physical. We are doing work in the astral. We are unaware of it. Our higher selves are guiding us through this. So that's why we're exhausted on all levels. That's why we're so fatigued on all levels, emotionally, physically, spiritually. We're doing so much work. Thank yourself. Thank your higher self. Be proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back. We rule. You rule. That's why we feel like a truck hit us. We have muscle cramps and every muscle in our bone. And we're having all these crazy symptoms. And it's because we are changing forms. This is unprecedented. There's no guidebook, how to ascend 101. There's no rule book. There's no manual. We just have to trust our higher selves. We are there. We are so there. So don't give up and don't give in. That would be just like running a race for 30 days. And then at the last leg of the race, you just sit down and say, fuck it, I give up. Don't do that. After everything you've gone through, don't give up. Feel your feelings, knowing that you're not your feelings. Feel them. Don't fight them. Say, okay, you're here. You're just a feeling. You're not a prediction. You're not a portent. You're not me. You're not my story. You're just a feeling. You're just a phase. You're just a vibration. You allow it. You feel it. You observe it. You don't identify with it. You don't take it personally. And when you do, it subsides. But when you fight it and analyze it and try to stop the feeling and believe the feeling, that's it. We believe all our feelings. Not every feeling is the truth. Not every thought is true. You make it true. Every thought you get to say, is this true or not? And if it doesn't feel good, it's not true. You get you get to decide the meaning of everything, even your thoughts. And if you're not thinking a good thought, if you're thinking something that's negative, or making you feel bad. Just like when you put your hand on the stove and you burn yourself and you feel that pain, that is your indicator that you are not in alignment with source, that your thoughts, your energetic frequency is not in alignment with source, that you're off kilter. You're not in alignment with your higher self. Your thoughts are not in alignment with God, because there's only God and only good. If you are having a negative thought, it's based in fear. Fear is a negative thought. Positive thoughts are love. So instead of fearful thoughts and being afraid of fearful thoughts and being afraid of having a negative emotion, just know, thank it. It doesn't mean that you're off track. It doesn't mean that you're not going to ascend. It doesn't mean you're not going to get what you want, or that you're doomed, that nothing good's going to happen and you're always going to be in this bad position and you're never going to have the job, get the money, or get the love. It just means that right now, your thought, your vibration is not in alignment with God or source. That you are not vibrating with source. It's just a stage. It's just a vibration. It just means that you're not thinking clearly. You're not thinking properly. You're thinking improperly. So what you do, you slowly adjust the dial. Because if you're thinking a negative thought, which is fear, you need to think, which is like like it's fear, negative thought, the dark, the devil. You want to slowly tune your dial up to a positive thought, which is love. Every second of every day, you get to decide if you are going to choose a thought of fear or love. Choose love, choose the godly thoughts. So if you're in a negative thought and in a negative mood, and in a negative frequency wave, and you feel bad, jealous, angry, sad, depressed, hopeless, that's your indicator. That's your ding, 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 ding. That's your red flag letting you know you're not thinking clearly. You're thinking incorrectly. Your thoughts are not aligned with source. You are thinking with your ego. You are identifying as the false matrix ego, and you need to identify with your higher self, which is your spirit, your soul, which is your connection to God, which is who you really are. We are not our egos. We are higher selves. So when your ego starts to talk, you say, thank you. I appreciate you. You've served me, but shut up. Be quiet. Shut the fuck up. Whatever you want to say, be quiet now. I need to hear from my higher self. I drown out the voice of my ego, and I now hear my higher self. My higher self is louder than my ego. I no longer identify with my ego. I am merged with my higher self. I am one with God. I and my Father are one. The Christ consciousness is within me. The kingdom of God is within me. The kingdom of God is within you. That's what the Bible meant. God doesn't fail, so you're not going to fail. Period. You didn't come here to fail. And there is no one more powerful than the omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent God. And if God has your back and God is for you, what is there to fear? Nothing. We have already won. There is no lack, there is no limitation, there is no time. Only in this lie, false matrix world that is crumbling. Think of these, think of the last leg of the race, the last push here. We're at the precipice now. This is the hardest part. The baby's crowning now, and we want to give birth. We've had it. We're ready. We're at the last leg, the last push. It's always going to be the hardest. This is the time where we're the most tired, we're the most exhausted. But we already won. We can't get it wrong. We can't get defeated. It is written. This is beyond us and our feeble little human selves. This is biblical. This is metaphysical. This is God. We are living in biblical times. We are witnesses. We are in the front lines, front row seat to have an Eden back, the Garden of Eden, taking our world back, defying death, living the way we were meant to live. Forget your past. It's all in the now. It doesn't matter how many times you have to correct your thinking and to get focused and to do your affirmations. Do it. Trust me, I fight with my ego. My ego has been a son of a bitch lately. I have to keep on reminding myself that God has my back. God has my back no matter what reality looks like, no matter what happens, no matter what I see, I taste, I touch, I smell, no matter what's in front of me, no matter what I see on the news, no matter who does what to me or says what about me, no matter what happens, no matter what it looks like, I know that God loves me. I am a child of God and God has my back. And if God is for me, no one can be against me. And I trust that God loves me and God will take care of me. And that's what you have to. You have to go by faith and not by sight right now. And it's not that hard because we are seeing evidence of all the things that we've been told. We are seeing the evidence of not only the global conclusion, but the spiritual conclusion to this spiritual and global war. So, folks, before we go tonight, I do want to give you some encouragement. It was an epic word that Julie Green did today, and I recorded it and I turned it into a text file, so I'm going to read it to you. If you are, and this is another thing, I always forget to advertise my sales, and I always forget to advertise my products and to sell my wares. I am having a July summer sale. So if you're interested in getting a 30-minute reading until July 28th, they're $20 off. My most popular reading is my 30-minute tarot reading. If you are anywhere around the world, as long as you have access to WhatsApp, you can download WhatsApp. I can read you in any time zone. You just have to know how to download WhatsApp and know how to use it and book your appointment and figure out the time zone difference. That's all. And the app that I use to schedule my appointments helps you figure out the time zone, and it gives you all the details and gives you the reminders. So anyways, if you're interested in getting a half-hour reading with me, $20 off, $55 till the 28th of July. And the link to my website is underneath in the description of the show. I should have done that at the beginning, but I just get into it, and then I always forget to sell my wares and to advertise my products, my goods, so to speak. What do you call it? Advertise my services All right. This was the word of the day from Julie Green. And I'm going to share my screen as we read it. And this is the one that she gave out today. She gave out today. Now, I do want to tell you that Julie Green is not on YouTube. She's only on Rumble. She's been kicked off of YouTube like 8 times. Her and Pastor Dave. Yet, YouTube will constantly have all these pirate channels take her stuff, record her live stream, and make up false channels. Julie Green is not on YouTube. She's not on Instagram. The only place you can find Julie Green is on Rumble, Julie Green Ministries, as well as Pastor Dave, His Glory. She goes on with him a lot. Pastor Dave's really good too. He has a lot of intel. I love watching his war report, and he's on His Glory. He has intel. He has a lot of prophetic words. He does Wednesdays with Julie Green. And he used to be in the Marines, and he has a lot of military connections, and he has a lot of generals that are connected to the alliance and are in Trump's inner circle. So he knows what's going on. That's why I watch him. I like to watch him and Julie Green and his war report. Anyway. Okay. So here we go. This was Julie Green's prophecy of today. And what did she name it? Oh, she usually she gives the prophecy a title. I forget the title of it. Let me see if I can get the I'm going to look up the title of it today. Hold on. Because the title's epic. Okay, this was the one she gave out today, and the name of this is Exposing and Bringing Down Who Really Controls the Establishment in DC. This was God's word of the day. And she's on target. I mean, there's a whole channel of her prophecies fulfilled, and all the prophecies that she says coincide with all the other prophets, like Amanda Grace and Kim Clement's phenomenal, and Barry Wunsch, the Canadian Hammer. Okay, so here we go. This is the word of the day from God, and I'm reading this to you to give you some inspiration and encouragement that we're there. We're going to see some changes. A political reset will reshape this nation. I heard this. Okay. And she said, I heard this the second one of July 19th. This is Julie Green. And it's called The Political Reset Will Reshape This Nation. My children, the war to save your nation ended from the enemies. Bondage is almost over. Your enemies now are petrified because more and more of their secrets are being revealed, and the puppets who control Washington are no longer safe. The Obamas, the Clintons, the Bidens, the Bushes. Folks, there's a lot of like typos and grammatical errors because what happened is that I recorded it and then I pressed it and it turned it to text. So it automatically turned it to text. So there's going to be all kinds of typos and stuff. So I'm just going to read it to you. The Obamas, the Clintons, the Bidens, the Bushes, and all the very well-known long-term Washington established puppets, including Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, Adam Schiff, Mitt Romney, and many other swamp rats are being sacrificed to say what can be salvaged, to save what can be salvaged of the establishment. The establishment thinks they can control what is being exposed. Make this a little bigger. The exposures they can't control. Who was arrested? They can't stop that like they once could. Like I said, folks, there's going to be grammatical errors because it went automatic to text. I didn't transcribe it. Those who have been tried for treason, they can't interfere. It's no longer their intelligence community or their financial system to dictate when, how, who, where, and what happens. The establishment is crumbling. and their main actors are being forced out. Watch what comes out about Nancy Pelosi next in the January 6th setup. It's all being exposed. And there is nothing the establishment can do about 2020. The whole big steal is coming out. I told you back in 2016 how Obama tried to steal the election from President Trump. That's coming out too. You are seeing some of that now. Before the next chess moves to be played are exposed, who stole the 2020 election is going to come out. How it was orchestrated and controlled by Obama. It said payments to China and payments to other foreign nations. Obama's emails and instructions to the FBI and the CIA to help with the efforts to keep President Trump out of office. This is all coming out. Obama controlled the impeachments, the indictments, and of course the assassination attempts on Trump's life. Not one person who participated in treason will be left unpunished. Here we go. This is what we need to hear. Not one person who participated in treason will be left unpunished. My children, I told you justice is coming. My children, I told you that justice is coming. And every stone election, again, this is talk to text. And every stolen election will come down, and the ones who stole them from you will be arrested. As my judgment hits your enemies, a little reset will reshape this nation and your government, says the Lord. You will see the Biden falling. You will see the Obama falling. Hillary is following. You will see Biden falling. You will see the Obama falling. You will see Hillary falling. Nancy is fine. Chuck is fine. They will be done too, which means Chuck is fine and Nancy is fine, meaning that they're going to come. They're going to be brought to justice as well. The indictments are coming and will be proven that it was all a setup, and the Obama orchestrated in his efforts to keep the establishment from President Trump destroying them all. They know President Trump has what he needs to take them all out right now, but they can't understand why he hasn't used what they know he has in his possession. Okay, let me repeat that. And pardon me, I know there's a lot of grammatical errors because they did talk to text. So here we go. They know President Trump has what he needs to take them all out now, but they can't understand why he hasn't used what they know he has in his possession. So they know that he has something that can take them all out. The FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago will reveal what Obama was truly afraid of and why they went to those great lengths to get the evidence from President Trump when they realized they failed miserably. So in other words, the Mar-a-Lago raid was trying to get evidence because they were looking for what they know Trump has. And they're all shit and Twinkies now. They're very upset. And they're very scared because they know that Trump has the goods, has the receipts on them, and they don't understand why he hasn't used it. And they're scared because they don't know how or when he's going to use it. And they don't understand why he hasn't already taken them out and used this. Okay, here we go. They took things to the next level by ordering his death. There is coming an overwhelming proof of all the establishment's plans against my David and this nation that will totally wipe out all of your enemies from this nation. The 2024 election still is falling. The House and the Senate will change. I told you before, the down ballot needs to be taken care of, or your enemies will never let go of your nation. The establishment's election fraud system is falling. Elections will be in your news more and more to expose. I don't know what Jimmy's door, what that is. I don't know what that means. And to set the nation free from your captivity. Your government today is not the government you should have. This country will be back. This country, excuse me, I can't read tonight and I can't talk tonight. You can tell I'm tired. I need to go soon. This country will be in shock and awe to realize how many people in your government do not belong at all. I will repeat. Your government today is not the government you should have. This country will be in shock and awe to realize how many people in your government do not belong at all. The majority of politicians in DC are frauds, and they stole their seats, and treason will be their end. Expect unprecedented change coming into your government. Expect unprecedented change that is coming to your government. Well, folks, we're there. Look at what President Trump has been saying. Look at all his posts. Look what Tulsi Gabbard put out in the news. It came out last Friday. She came out and gave irrefutable evidence that Obama committed treason. And she recommended him for prosecution. This is big. They're not just talking about things now. This is coming out. Then President Obama, or his clone, or his look-alike, as we know that he was dealt with, and he's been at Gitmo and he's been dead for a while. Whoever's playing him at the moment came out and said, "Oh, President Trump's acting weird." He didn't refute it. He didn't say that whatever Trump was saying was a lie. He just said that Trump is acting weird. And then what happened? Tulsi Gabbard said, "Oh, really? Oh, really?" Then she came back and she came out with even more proof and more proof to stick it to Obama. Things are coming out now. People are being indicted. People are being prosecuted. People are being investigated. People are being exposed. August is going to be a very, very monumental month, and a lot of bombshells and big, big changes are going to happen. It will be interesting to see what happens at the beginning of August. As you all know, if you didn't watch my current events live that I did on Saturday night, you should, because I did a big read on that video that Trump did regarding how he was speaking to the reporter when he was making comments about how the country, everyone in the U.S., all the citizens are going to be rich on the first because all the tariffs, all the tariff payments are coming in. And how the reporter, he asked the reporter if he lived in the United States, and the reporter said yes, and he said, "Well, you're going to be happy because you're going to be rich too." I did a tarot spread, and I got that we are going to get good news. That he wasn't just saying that; he was speaking the truth. He was coming out and saying what's coming to us. I don't know exactly what kind of payments, how it's going to roll out, the amount, but good news is coming soon. Money's coming to us. He was directly saying that. It wasn't a calm. He wasn't alluding to it. He wasn't making hints. He wasn't, teasing us. It wasn't a calm. He came out and said it. And as we know that Trump doesn't say anything for no reason. Every time he says something, it's with intent and purpose. So it's happening. So hang in there. It's not business as usual. Things are changing. Yes, it's getting harder. Yes, it's getting worse. Yes, we're miserable. We're uncomfortable. This is torturous. The mental, the emotional, the physical, the suffering is horrendous. I get it. But we're almost there. And it'll be worth the wait. It'll be worth everything that we've gone to. Everything that we've gone through will be so worth it. Because we will literally be in paradise. And we will literally be free. We are about to live lives that we never dreamed of. Magic is real. We're going to have fairy tale lives soon. It's not going to be easy to get there, but we're going to get there. So if you have a bad day, it's just a bad day. Get back up on the horse and get riding again. So I'm making this video to let you know you're not alone. If you're going through things, if you're having weird symptoms, emotionally, physically, if you're suffering and you're being tormented mentally, physically, spiritually, if you're uncomfortable, if you're bored, if you're just miserable and uncomfortable and apathetic and emotionally suffering, just know it's temporary. These are actually signs that we are right on track. These are actually signs that your world is fundamentally changing and you're on the precipice of getting everything that you've been waiting for. These are physical, tangible signs. The more difficult it gets, the more people you lose, the harder your life gets, the more your life falls apart, is a direct indication and signal and sign letting you know that you are right on track. You're on the precipice of the life that you want. You're leveling up, and big change, Wheel of Fortune moments are right around the corner. It means that your time is coming. It means that the harvest is here. So rest. This is the calm before the storm. Literally the calm before the storm. So I hope this helps you. I hope this inspires you, encourages you. Let me know in the comment section. I will be on. I'll be doing my current events tarot show on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'll probably do a psychic live. I'm not sure when. It all depends on how I feel. Because like I said, these ascension symptoms and the energetic changes are like they kick my ass. They can really put me down to the count. So I will definitely commit to the Saturday show because that's the big show. I'll let you know if I'm going to do the psychic live. I'll either do it Friday or Sunday, depending how I feel. But definitely Saturday night current events. All right, my Soul Tribe family. I did 2 shows tonight. I did a members only live, and if you're interested in being a member, which did I thank somebody? Did I thank I thanked you. I think I did thank you, ZooTube 2024. Welcome and thank you again for being a member. If you want to be a member of this channel, underneath the description of the show, right next to the channel name, which is Oracle of Delphi, there's a big join button. You just click on that. It's $4.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. You don't have to join. I just created the membership because many people were asking for it. They wanted it because they want to support my channel. I do member live shows and I do member videos. Exclusives. All right, my Soul Tribe family, please let me know in the comment section if this helped, if this resonates, what what you've been going through, what symptoms you've been going through, what energetic changes, how you've been feeling, what your ascension symptom, what ascension, I can't speak, blah, 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 how you've been feeling, what type of ascension symptoms you have been exhibiting, what you've been going through. Let me know. I feel that if we can talk and we can communicate, and the more we communicate, it just a feeling that you're not alone and it's not you makes it better. It just helps feeling that you're not alone and it's not just you. All right, my soul tribe family, I help this. Blah. I gotta go. I can't talk. I hope this helped. I love you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe and hit the old notification button. And let me know if this resonated with you. And again, what you've been going through, what you've been experiencing in terms of the energetic upgrades and the ascension symptoms. And obviously my tongue is tired and my head and my mouth aren't coordinating, so it's time to go. All right, I love you, my soul tribe family. I'll see you soon. Bye.